If you're watching this after a major setback, an injury, a loss, a breakdown, you have an opportunity to zoom out. Most people never get to zoom out, most people drift, but thankfully you get to zoom out and you're not going to drift. What's up YouTube, it's Ben, and in this video I'm going to give advice on how to rebuild from zero. Motivation is great, but you're not going to be able to stay motivated the whole time to rebuild. So this video isn't about getting motivated because it's going to take a prolonged, consistent effort, and that's how you're going to rebuild properly. Rebuilding or recovering from a setback shouldn't be done fast. It shouldn't be done emotionally, but it should be done correctly. And when it's done correctly, you'll not just get back to where you were, but you'll become a lot more dangerous and powerful. In this video, I'm going to go into 5 steps in how I would go about a rebuild, physically, mentally, and structurally, for it to be successful. These steps require long-term thinking, daily minimums, and absolute belief in the process. And step 1 of recovering from this setback is to quickly reframe the situation and frame it as a long-term mission. It's not a sprint, it's a mission. It's a mission that's not going to care about how you feel, so you have to commit to it in your head. Expel any pressure or urgency you feel about this rebuild. Reframe your mindset so that on this mission, you're going to hit these daily minimums each day. You're not going to skip them, but it's going to get easier as you go through the process. So even on your worst days, you're hitting the minimums, but that's it. Because your new identity in this rebuild is built by repetition, not intensity. You don't need to smash every single day, but under no circumstances do you break the chain. You have to take things one day at a time. Execute small while thinking huge. And once you've reframed your mindset to approach this rebuild as a long-term mission, next, step 2 would be to ruthlessly fix your priorities. You have to ruthlessly think of your habits and think, can they come with me or not? Certain habits or environments are going to slow or block the possibility of this rebuild. So you can negotiate with yourself. You have to be ruthless. People spend too long, and I did, on thinking they can get away with doing a few things without sacrificing too much, with a few distractions and less friction, but it doesn't work. Your recovery demands simplicity. If it moves you towards your goal, keep it. If it doesn't, you have to cut it out. I truly believe in protecting your energy, protecting your momentum, because I think momentum is so powerful in achieving your goals. Every bit of this energy will count when you're rebuilding. So once you've gotten into the right mindset by completing the first 2 steps, the next step would be to fall in love with the process. You don't just endure the process, you set it up so that you love it. Glamorize it and turn it into your identity. I did this through music. Music was massive. Music for me was massive. I created playlists specifically for going hard at the gym. I created a memories playlist for reflecting, and overall just believe music motivates me to pursue this story. So even on lonely, slow days, I created a story in my head through music that helped me keep going through it all. And that's why you're not just recovering, you're becoming. You give meaning to the grind. I think this is a psychological advantage, because anytime it gets tough, you know that this is the chapter that makes the story worth telling. So sometimes you don't need so much energy and motivation, but if you change the narrative in your head, that can give you the motivation you need. If you think you can't do it, you'll act as broken. But if you see yourself as rebuilding, you'll act with purpose. Step 4 of rebuilding would be to learn relentlessly. Become a student of your situation. Learn about your condition, but also learn about the mind, habits, performance, psychology, and the nervous system. The more you understand your situation, the less powerless you feel. Acquiring knowledge will always give you something to focus on. Otherwise, you would have time off and just completely forget about the issue. Learning is so important because it means that you can always be moving towards your goal, even when your body can't do anything. When your body rests, you can still move towards your goal through thought and planning in your mind. So now that you're doing everything you can to facilitate this recovery, step 5 would be to create the recovery story in your head. Human beings live inside stories, so write yours in your head. Purposefully visualize where you're going to be if you can purposefully and consistently stick to this project for 5 to 10 years. When you think about this recovery story in your head, it will help you realize what certain lessons taught you, what certain phases taught you, and the meaning behind things in your life. Reframe everything because framing changes behavior. Once you believe the story in your head, your actions will align with it. So overall, in a rebuild, you're playing the long game. Consistent, boring, disciplined action over a long enough time period produces incredible results. Not because it's attractive or flashy, but because no one does it. If you're rebuilding from zero, think long term, act daily, cut distractions, fall in love with becoming, learn relentlessly, and control the story in your head. You'll be moving in the positive direction. So if you don't quit and keep showing up, you'll come so far that one day you'll look back and realize this wasn't the end of your life. This was the start of something far more purposeful and intentional. Everything happens for a reason. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Peace. I had them folded.